Okay, y'all. So word on the street is that if the men's is, the males is and things is at Home Depot.
40 and up women still searching for the one. What we're seeing is a lot of black females, the older they get, they are still unmarried. And we're seeing so many different examples of females today in our industry. And every time their career goes up, somehow simultaneously their love life goes down with it. And a lot of people have things to say about it. People will either say it's a gender war, but really what's going on is we're just consuming different things online and people don't know how to make out of it. But how I see it is just a different switch to a new reality that black females are customizing themselves to, and they have a lot to say about it.
When you start to become more intentional about yourself, everything changes. When you start to prioritize yourself and you become the center of your world, along with God, of course, everything changes. We even start to date differently. In my opinion, I think a lot of women center men to be the center of their world. Like, it's always about getting a man, finding a man, keeping a man. When you start to prioritize yourself and making yourself the center of your world, you start to realize, is this man enough for me? You don't want to rush into a relationship anymore. You actually want to take your time and be intentional, because everything else in your life starts to become intentional.
Now that's coming from a young female, but when it comes to 40 and up black females, they go through a roller coaster when it comes to what it means to be single.
I just saw the funniest post about how women in their 40s and above are in competition with younger women. These are my thoughts. First off, when you hit a certain age, you're truly not in competition with people who generally have less money than you do. I'm just saying. Once you get your 40s, you dress for yourself. You really don't care about what other people think. The third thought is, who came up with the idea of what women in their 40s should look like or dress like? That's the question for you. Where did you get the idea from? 45, I wear what I love.
There are so many more social stigmas around older women dating younger men. Usually when we talk about big age gaps and it's an older man with a younger woman, we talk about power imbalance. But when we talk about an older woman with a younger man, we talk about how weird it is that he could possibly find her attractive. And that, I think, is so unbelievably superficial, and it really adds to this narrative that as women become older, we become less important, we become obsolete, we become invisible, we become less attractive.
Leaving them still searching for the one. Even though time has clearly gone by, it doesn't change that they're waiting.
I'm often embarrassed about being over the age of 40 and not married. I mean, I often felt like a failure. Like, why can't I figure this out? This thing that so many people do, why couldn't I figure it out? And I also worried about what other people would think, worrying that they would say, oh, she must be crazy, or, oh, she must be really picky. I'm just terrified by it. During my 20s and most of my 30s, I was focused on my career. Relationships were not a priority. But at the end of my 30s, I'll never forget kind of having panic attacks, thinking, oh my gosh, what have I done with my life? How could I have let all this time go by and not have figured out the relationship thing? I've tried to do things to help. I've frozen my eggs and I'm online dating and doing all that. I woke up one day and I realized that I'm not married yet because I haven't met him. I haven't found him yet. And realizing that my path is my own. My path is not someone else's, that my journey is my own, has been so helpful for me. When it's time and it's right, it will happen. So for all of you over the age of 40 and you haven't found the one yet, hang in there. Hang in there.
I'm 47 years old. I am going to be 48 in November, and I have never been married, and I don't have kids. And there are people who will look at me and have said to me to my face, and they're like, Scarlett, I don't understand. You're a good-looking woman. You have a lot of things going for you. You have a great personality. Why is it that you've never been married? Like this is some sort of like character flaw, like somehow I'm missing something. And I never really answer their question because I'm like, that is just a bullshit thing to say to a person, like that's somehow something's wrong with me that I've never been married. So here's the thing, this is my answer. right now, I'm going to give it to you. The reason why I have never been married is because, one, I've never been asked, and two, I've never met someone who I truly wanted to marry. Like, I've been in a few relationships. I've been single longer than I've been in relationships.
Understood your value, you would probably be quicker to walk away from bullshit. Like for me at this point in my life, I'm not spinning the block on bullshit.
You better say that.
You just can't keep spinning the block on bullshit. You really can't. And you have to have self-respect and you have to have boundaries.
Yes.
You just do.
Yes.
And you gotta value yourself. If you don't value yourself, trust and believe a man won't value you.
I'm not doing any more talking stages. I am done connecting with people, building with people, experiencing people for a short amount of time, for a temporary moment. I'm done with that. I'm actually in a place where I think I'm like done dating. Like I don't want to date. I don't want to do this societal view of dating where everyone just dates and goes out and hangs out for fun because they're bored. I actually want to get to know someone. I actually want to be able to like someone. I'm just like, what the heck are we dating for? I'm very confused. So I don't want to date. I want to meet a man that's like, yo, I actually want to get to know you, Whitney. I really want to date you. Let's go. I want to really get to know you, Whitney. Like, come to me like that. I'm dating you. And if I'm being honest, I'm actually really bored. Like, I feel like I get really bored in the conversations that men have. I actually want to like talk about like real things. I just don't fit into the society. Like, I don't accept like men dating a bunch of women the same time as me. Like, I just want to meet one guy and connect with him and build with him. And then we'll figure out if we work out or not. And then we'll find someone else. I'm not a roster girl. I can't do it. When I like one person, I want to like him. And that's just me. And I feel like I don't fit into society's idea of dating. And I guess I really am just waiting for God to send the one that is for me, that actually agrees with me on that.
Obviously, in my 40th year of life, I had the most ridiculous situation. It still makes me upset, but it was definitely an experience that I did not want to have at 40. And it didn't need to be that way. And this is why I say no unsolicited ass advice, because you will have people that say, well, it started off as a little hookup. Why would you ever expect it to be anything more? Well, number one, because he wouldn't go away. He would not go away. And there was no need for him to be on me like that. And I could feel the energy. Like, I understood, like, this could be more. But number two, people start off with hookups every day. They do it every day. And people travel for sneaky links and that kind of thing all the time. Travel back and forth, back and forth. Since this happened to me, I feel like in the past year, I've gotten consistent confirmation that it didn't need to be this way, babe. So many people have shared their story of, I met this man, he flew me out, or I met this person, we swiped, I went to go see him, he came to go see me, like we were doing this for a year. It happens all the time.
The problem is it doesn't happen all the time. As if it did, then this video wouldn't exist, or the experiences that they're having in their older ages wouldn't be something to talk about either. It seems that they're all trying to either leave the BS that they did get into or find something that they never really ever got into.
And since we're on the topic, something that really grinds my gears is a man telling me what I deserve. Like, you deserve to be treated like a queen. You're a goddess. You deserve the world. Well, if you can't give it to me, move. Move out the way. Please. Don't block it so somebody else could do it. Otherwise, I don't need you to tell me that. I know that already.
I find that a lot of black females who are 40 and up have this same exact single thought. That they all deserve to be treated a certain type of way or to be seen as a goddess. And the older that they get, the more valuable that they all believe they are because they've reached the pinnacle of their success when it comes to career. But they have it when it comes to either having children or having a family or having a husband. In any of the intimate relationships and when it comes to having a home and a family, they haven't reached any type of pinnacle. To be honest, there's none. It's completely non-existent in their lives. but somehow they still yearn and desire for those things to happen. And what they do is they hold on to this idea that they deserve to have what they didn't have and don't have either. And that's where their expectations become very unrealistic, because what you could have offered in your prime years that you spent trying to be the person that they are now, it doesn't really equate the same way. And they find that really hard to accept that who you were and who you are and the value it has is never going to be the same. It never mattered how much money you made, it never mattered who you was around, and it definitely didn't matter who you became. It comes down to the type of woman that you are and the type of man that you want, who's going to look for the type of woman that he wants. Either you are that person or you just ain't.
Okay, y'all. So word on the street is that if the men's is the males is and things is at Home Depot. So, you know, I used to do a lot of stuff. I used to get a lot of stuff from like, you know, Target and stuff. But do you realize they have like washing powder, buckets, mops, brooms, all kinds of stuff at Home Depot. So ladies, let me put you up on game. Stop getting that stuff from Target and start going to Home Depot and pick up those things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Because you just might get lucky and run into a nice man. That's all I'm saying.